Hey guys, it's Melanie Hinds. I'm your fastest Iraqi dinar summary on the net. It's Friday afternoon around 4:30, and we had a lot of articles I went through this morning. I didn't get the detailed timestamps done, but I just got an email from a friend, Mike, who said he just subscribed to my channel and he has the 3 steps to a safe exchange. Congratulations, Mike. Thank you for sending this over at 4:30 because you kind of inspired me to go ahead and get this done before this evening. What are you guys having for dinner? We're having swordfish on the grill and some salad, most likely. And he just said he just subscribed, so thank you for that. He said he heard on a call today that the RV is happening today. Guys, it could be anywhere from today. And then I heard from Mr. T, who sent me a great summary this afternoon around 12:18 that I didn't get till we got back home, reset the house, and he said he said he was taught as a boy to remain silent unless he had something worth saying. He said he still practices that lesson even day, and he goes, like you, when I pray, I never pray for money. I pray for wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. He's a lot like me, and I really appreciate you being in my life, Mr. T, and I also appreciate the people over in Iraq that are in my life. This is a thanks to you and a shout out to you that makes this a unique channel. So I'm very, very thankful for you, and for all my moderators who keep the chats clean when I go live. I'm going to miss you guys live tomorrow, I promise. It says, he said, yesterday I believe that the Lord spoke to me in a roundabout way, and so I want to share what God has revealed. He was reminded that the Kurds were celebrating Nowruz, which is also an article from last night from the Prime Minister celebrating people, what that holiday is all about. He said, this is where the Lord completely removed the covers from my eyes. It caused me to put my old Iraqi intelligence headgear back on. And after doing so, I will tell you that I strongly believe this Sunday, March 23rd, is the day that we should all be watching. Here is the reasoning behind his thoughts. We all love Mr. T's wisdom, and so I'm sharing his wisdom other than just the traditional articles, because Friday was a holiday in Iraq, so not a lot happens other than it's a holy day and they go to their places of worship. So it says, Iraq simply informed us that the rest of the world, that change would be coming at the start of the new year. But Iraq never said whose new year. I just thought that was brilliant, and I wanted to share it with you. And I believe that American arrogance has allowed us to forget that the upcoming event in Iraq is all about the people of Iraq and not us. We all just assumed that the start of the new year meant January 1st. How and contrary American beliefs, the Middle East, including the country of Iraq, still operates upon tradition, which includes the Gregorian calendar. Yesterday, the Iraqi Kurds celebrated the eve of Nowruz. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that right. I apologize if I'm not. Which is what they call New Year's Day under the Gregorian calendar. The country of Kuwait has a similar celebration that they call Muharram. The Gregorian calendar follows a lunar cycle where March 21st is not merely the beginning of the new year, but is also the beginning of spring, where everything is reborn and anew. Dr. Shabibi instructed Iraq to RI its currency at the start of the year or upon a new quarter. In addition, Iraq has been following the Kuwaiti playbook every step of the way, which, remember, because he has history with Kuwait. I didn't. I was still at Pricewaterhouse when Kuwait revalued and when the Clinton administration was there and the whole Monica thing and caused you to down. I'm just saying, it was kind of funny. But yet they had a surplus after the Kuwait revalued. I'm like, how did they get a surplus? They've been in a deficit, since I was born. So that was the one time in my lifetime, during my lifetime, that I heard that there was a surplus through the Treasury, right? And this might be the next, right? Under you-know-who, the good guy. I think the good guy. You could think he's a bad guy. I don't care. I won't argue with you here because it's not a political channel. It's faith and financial channel. But God told me to tell you this is done. And when he came into my life, which was only since December 18th, and he was one of my most top 10 guests of my Miracle Manifestation members, which was January 15th. And I'm trying to confirm with Dale for our first mastermind group Zoom on Monday at 11. I'm very excited. I hope you are too. So I'm going to try to rest other than doing taxes. I'm going to ask him if he maybe be a backup. But so this is what he said. Dr. Shabibi instructed Iraq to RI its currency at the start of the year upon a new quarter. And he said, Iraq has been following the Kuwaiti playbook every step of the way, which brings me to the most important part of this message. If Iraq is following in the footsteps of Kuwait, then this coming Sunday should be a great day. Kuwait revalued its dinar on Sunday, March 24th, 1991. Can anybody confirm that? Comment down below. Exactly 3 days in the first business day after the New Year's under the Gregorian calendar. If Iraq does the same, then Sunday, March 23rd should be our day. I'm just thinking that's really exciting, which means we could all be at the bank on Monday morning, which in that case, just wait, because I will do the the invite to the 11 a.m. Zoom. But if we're in the bank Monday, obviously we might reschedule it till like, I don't know, Tuesday or Wednesday when we can all get to the bank and get our money, because the goal is to get our money and run. The mastermind is to what to do after with your money once you exchange it. So the exchange might supervise, just going to warn you, the exchange might, when you rather be at the bank, to be on a Zoom at 11, especially because I might have to travel hours to do mine. So anyways, I'm just saying, so if it happens Sunday night, just know that the mastermind Zoom might be postponed. So don't be upset if it is. Everybody be like, yeah, I'd like to do it. The Iraqi news has showed us that all things have been completed and important events have been set to go and scheduled for next week, including oil flow. And I know, we're waiting for the oil to flow. I just did a post because, Majid from the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia saying the oil is flowing, and he was saying that as of last night. I just saw it today because, we've been busy. So it says, important events and scheduled for next week, including oil flow and contracts. Perhaps this knowledge will help us to answer the questions as to why. Guys, I'm so grateful for this community, especially Mr. T. It was nice to hear from Mr. T today, especially on a busy day where we had to sweep the house, get it all ready, to get it to show, only for the woman to reschedule to Sunday. So, I could use some prayers for sure. I got back to everybody's emails though, so I'm up to date before the Sabbath starts. And then the Prime Minister again congratulated the Iraqi people on Thursday on the occasion of Nowruz, stressing that this day recalls the bonds of love, a shared destiny, and a great history. I feel the same way with you guys. We are tethered through the bonds of love, a shared destiny, which is eventually the revaluation or reinstitution, and then let it go wherever it goes. A shared destiny and great history. Guys, I just love this. I love that their holiday, we could say the same. We could kind of take it as our own as being investors with Iraq. Watching them grow, it just makes me very proud to be a part of this. If you're proud to be a part of this historic thing that's about to happen, please comment down below. Also, the one article that was very important that came in, I think after my live stream, it said, National Security Advisor, Iraq is leading international efforts to combat extremism and integrate displaced persons. They're leading an international effort. That is the key word there, international. They're talking as if they're already international, but yet we're waiting, right? So if the plan is in place, guys, let's just keep our prayers up there, keep the positivity up there. As you go to sleep tonight, think about what your life looks like after. Please make a list of what you're going to do after this happens, as if you believe me that it's done. Please, that will help us all. I'm just saying, and staying positive. Like I'm staying positive, trying to get the decks cleared with the taxes. Newshound Guru Claire article, Iraq attempts to encourage Amazon to build facilities in Iraq. Quote, the Iraqi official explained that the launch of an e-commerce platform in Iraq has become imminent. We talked about that yesterday on my live stream about the e-commerce is done, or they're doing e-commerce. And then Militiaman said the dollar is going to go away because the IMF requires that to be a part of Article 8 compliance. Iraq is not going to be able to do that at 1310. I think that they're going to have a real effective exchange rate based off real fundamentals. Some of the largest auditing firms in the world have been working on this project. I know that used to be my experience with Iraq for years. Ceasing multi-currency practices is quite evident that they're talking about. However, with the exception that the auditors at the Central Bank of Iraq is doing multi-currency. That was the whole point, but they could shut off the dollar anytime they wanted. So I had to throw that in there because that's where my understanding is, and you're part of my channel. Please subscribe and tap the bell. Nobody brings the insights that I do because nobody was an auditor with Pricewaterhouse except for me. Frank26 said, I think he's live right now doing a relaxing thing. If you want to hear him sing, you could go over there after this. Frank26 says, you should be proud of yourselves. You invested in the Iraqi dinar. Not proud of yourselves that you're going to make a profit. You should be proud of yourselves because whether you know it or not, you have helped the Iraqi citizens. Exactly. And now it's their new year. You can take part of it too. So celebrate as if it's your new year too, that this is done, because you're going to be celebrating right along the citizens of Iraq. Thank you, Frank, for pointing that out. Look, you bought a stock called the Iraqi 30 note for a dividend called the real effective exchange rate from a company called Iraq. Every time you did that, you gave them purchasing power because you bought it with the American dollar. You have kept Iraq and especially the citizens afloat. I think that's a great perspective. What do you think? Mark Z says, via PDK article, Iraq confronts economic crises with the digital dinar. The parallel market is threatened with extinction. When they talk about the digital dinar, this is Mark's comments, not mine. I've talked about it extensively. You can subscribe, tap the bell, and I'll clear up anything that be confusing here. But Mark Z's pretty good. He's got his hands on it. I respect him, so I'm going to read exactly what he says about it. I'm going to refrain from comment. When they talk about the digital dinar, it is backed by a physical measure of gold mixed with a basket of currencies from the region and oil or petrochemicals. This is a gold and asset-backed digital currency. They will still have cash, physical dinar notes, but it will be represented by the digital. They told us exactly what they were doing. What do you think? Comment down below. Mountain Goat, I'm going to show you the events that can have a huge impact on moving forward with the reinstatement of the Iraqi dinar. These events include 1, the direct implementation of the ESCUDA system at customs throughout Iraq. 2, the white paper. Oh, and then I just got an ad in the middle of this that I don't know how to close. Maybe I wasn't supposed to read that. No, I'm kidding. The white paper pillars of financial reform. We know that the efforts are all but fully completed. 3, the issue of the parallel market, black market, and the CBI now tells us they have to kill it permanently. The Silk Road and Industrial Cities Project. 5, the U.S. has already declared that Iraq must deal with the Iranian militia. According to a U.S. president, Iraq must reverse its course from Iranian puppet state. I've shown you many articles that they've already planned that. They're going through Turkey. They've got contracts with BP that they just have yet to, they're waiting on the right to sign. Guys, so the passing of the oil and gas law, I firmly believe that it will be convergence of these 6 activities above that will get us the reinstatement back to 4X, which was why Mr. T, that I focused on in the beginning of this video, reached out to me today. So what do you think? Comment down below. What's your favorite part of this presentation? Please comment down below. And also, I obviously believe it's the military and the previous military that served in those areas. You're my favorite, and thank you. If it weren't for you, I wouldn't be here. I wouldn't have my own intel sources. So thank you, thank you, thank you. You are my heroes. All of you, Mr. T, all of you. Mr. T, but I thought it was fortuitous that you sent me an email today, and it really enlivened my spirit when I finally got caught up on my emails. So I'm caught up on my emails, guys. Enjoy your Sabbath rest if you want to take it. And I'll see you tomorrow after sundown, I guess. And I'll do my intel summary tomorrow too. Bye.